So this presentation is to welcome you to Bristol, to give you information about that may help you make the decision to apply to us. So hopefully you'll find it useful. We also have a Q&A at the end. So if you would like to ask any questions, then please do. I'm not recording them. I'm not making notes. So don't worry if you want to ask something. No question is a stupid question, and none of it will affect any application you may make. So please do feel free, comfortable and relaxed to ask any questions you may have. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is just to give you an overview of Bristol in numbers. You can see some of our key facts and figures rankings here on this screen. So the ones to highlight here are that we have recently gone up in the world rankings. So we're now 61st in the world, according to the 2023 QS World Rankings. And that places us in the top 10 at number 9. In the UK, when you look at all UK universities ranked by the QS. So what the QS look at is our strength of research. They look at how much our brand is recognized around the world. They look at who is collaborating with us, and they look at how much or what students go on to do when they finish. And they pull all of this information together and rank universities from all over the world in lots of different countries. So to be 61st in the world is a great achievement by the university. Not only are we ranked as a university, but we have 35 subjects in the top 100, so individual subjects in the world's top 100 as well, according to the QS. Our highest ranked subject is social policy. I think that's around number 18 in the world. So if you're interested in policy studies, we're one of the best places in the UK to come and study that subject. So to give you an idea of other facts and things around Bristol, the University of Bristol was founded in 1876 as the University College Bristol, following a desire from the kind of London and Oxford and Cambridge and the city to establish an academic and university culture within Bristol. And since that date, Bristol has grown to become the research-intensive university you know today. So we weren't always this big. We weren't always this research intensive, but our humble beginnings in 1876 came from a desire to build the academic culture in the city of Bristol. The university is part of the prestigious Russell Group institutions, which is a group of leading UK institutions, and we were a founding member back in 1994 when the group formed. Bristol is also part of the Worldwide Universities Network, which is a group of leading higher education institutions, 22 universities in 6 continents that work together to establish research excellence and teaching excellence as well. So the university has also got a commitment for developing graduates that are fit for work and recognized as one of the most targeted universities by employers. A recent QS World Ranking put Bristol as in the world's top 50 for employability, and that's in the world for employability. And the UK's High Flyer report identified Bristol as one of the most targeted by UK employers. I think we're 3rd in the UK for being targeted. So employers both in the UK and around the world recognise that the University of Bristol produces students who are fit for the workplace, who have lots of skills to bring to employers and really succeed in the workplace. So not only do we teach you all of our latest subject knowledge, but we help you apply that to the workplace as well. And that's been really appreciated by the employers and the industry that our graduates have gone to work for. We're going through a transformation with an additional campus being built. So we're really investing in our facilities. And this is in addition to what we've already completed so far. So we have a new campus heart with lots of social spaces for students that opened last year, which is a brand new meeting point where you can eat, relax and study. So lots of space on campus for you to meet friends and relax and get involved. And then we're located in the southwest of the UK, in the city of Bristol. Bristol is the largest city in the region, and more about the city will come further in the presentation. So to give you an idea of our research, we're proud to be a research-intensive university, and this means that when you study at Bristol, you're benefiting from that culture of research. You may not be coming to do a PhD or a research-focused course, but even when you're studying a taught program, that knowledge, that expertise that comes from our research is put into our taught program. So you really are learning the most up-to-date and cutting-edge knowledge for that subject area. Our academic staff are at the forefront of their subject and are actively working to solve some of the biggest questions facing the world today, from working on climate change to continuing to fight COVID-19, but also things like understanding the history of dinosaurs, looking at why sunflowers track the sun, how we can use various different plants to fight cancer, that kind of thing. Different bits of sports and representation. So much research going on in so many different subject areas that you are bound to have some of it in your course area. And to give you an idea of what the university looks like as a student, our student body is diverse. We have over 150 different nationalities studying with us, and international students make up around a quarter of the students coming to study with us. And this diversity doesn't just stop with our students, our staff as well hail from all over the world, making our classroom a place where debate and experiences from around the world complement the academic curriculum. So we really encourage you to share your culture, share your viewpoint, share your experiences, because by sharing, you're also learning from others. And when others come from different countries, as well as home students, as well as staff from various places, it really does contribute to a great learning experience and learning from each other. We're a medium to large university with just over 27,000 students studying with us, and that's across our UG and PG courses. So quite a sizable community for you to get involved with when you come to study with us. This map gives you an idea of where lots of our larger groups of students are coming from. So you can see our largest group is Chinese, but we also get a lot of Asian students coming to us as well. You can see quite a lot come from Malaysia. We had 58 new Thai students join us in 2022, and that grew our Thai student community to 130 current students on our campus this year. That's the largest community of Thai students we've ever had. So obviously, the University of Bristol is becoming more and more popular with Thai students, and it's been great to see that more and more students from Thailand have come to study with us. To give you an idea of what the structure of the university is made up of 6 different faculties, which house 23 different academic schools. You don't need to worry about all of that structure, but when you come to study on one of our courses, your course belongs to a school and a faculty. So you'll be with other students studying similar courses in your faculty or school. These faculties and schools have over 600 courses and programs in many different subject areas. So we have lots to offer at Bristol. And that means we attract lots of different students coming to study with us. And even if we don't have the exact course you're looking for, we usually have something closely related, from accounting and finance, aerospace and anthropology, to theatre, veterinary science and zoology. We have such a full range of subjects, and you can find the full course list when you browse our webpage, or you can speak to Mango about what courses that we offer. We offer lots of different study levels. I think most of you will be interested in postgraduate taught here, but we do offer undergraduate, PGR, which we call our research postgraduate courses, so Masters of Research and PhD. We also have things like pre-sessional, so if you want help with learning English before you come, then we have options for that. And we have our International Foundation program for students that want to have a preparation before they come to study a bachelor degree. Our courses can sometimes range from 1 year to 5 years, so students can spend quite a lot of time with us studying, or it can be quite a short experience of 1 year, plus the pre-sessional tend to be 6 or 10 weeks. Our postgraduate taught courses include Masters of Arts or Masters of Science, but also things like LLM, which is our Masters in Law. So lots of different options for which type of course you'd also like to study with us. These are typically 1 year in length and are modular in their structure with a dissertation at the end. So you'll be studying for 6 to 8 modules with a dissertation when you finish. And our preparation courses include the pre-sessional, which, as I said, is 6 or 10 weeks, depending on what IELTS or English language result that you have. And you can study those either on our campus or online. So we have lots of facilities available to you. Once you know what you want to study and you're coming to study, then you can take advantage of all of our facilities. And as mentioned, we're continuing to invest in our facilities, and there are a number of new projects currently ongoing, including our new campus and our central library building. We currently have over 1.4 million books, journals, and online resources available for students across our current library offering, and our IT support services provide assistance to students both on and off campus to access all of those resources. We have a number of ways that we support students, so studying on campus with various managed study centres that house collaborative study spaces, group working rooms, and quiet areas. But we also have general facilities to help you with your general studying life, and our facilities include state-of-the-art examples such as our life science building, which has 5-storey laboratory wing, our engineering department with their wind tunnels, robotics lab, specialised engineering electrical testing rooms, but also our School of Economics with their Bloomberg room, giving a wide range of students access to software and trading experience through the Bloomberg software applications. So lots of different facilities available to students. Some of you will need to have access to lots of specialized equipment, like our engineers, like our scientists. Some of you will need to have access to the library and our academic staff, like our lawyers or our management students. So depending on what you need and what will help you with your studies, we will give you access to everything that will help you. University isn't just about coming to study 24 hours a day. We encourage you to get involved in lots of things and help you with studying. You should take breaks and have lots of extracurricular interests as well. So if you're interested in sports, we have lots of sports facilities available to students. We have an indoor sports centre, a sports medicine clinic, Olympic swimming pool, as you can see the picture just there. We also have our Coombe Dingle Sports Complex for those of you that really want to get involved in lots of different sports. So cricket pitches, football, rugby, lacrosse, netball. We also have an Olympic weightlifting room there as well. If you're just interested in general fitness, we have a gym on campus as well. And if you want to try other things such as rowing or sailing, then we also have a boathouse. So lots of things for you to get involved in. When you come to study at Bristol, one of the things that you will do is you'll have to come and live with us, unless you're taking a distance learning course, but the vast majority of students come to live with us. So we have lots of accommodation available for students. This page gives you an overview of sort of the basic information to give you some reassurance that we provide quite a lot of support when you're applying for accommodation. So we guarantee an offer of accommodation for in your first year in one of our residencies to all overseas undergraduate and postgraduate students coming to study with us, providing that you apply before the deadline and that you firmly accepted your offer. Now that deadline is slightly different every year and you'll be made fully aware of it, so you don't need to worry about what it is right now, but it will be next summer. So you've got quite a lot of time to think about your accommodation. We offer pastoral support and security services, so they're well maintained. So you've got lots of people to speak to, and our security are there 24 hours a day. There's lots of choice. You can choose from catered or self-catered. There's ensuite or shared bathrooms. Depending on what your price or your budget is, then you can make the choices that suit what you are looking for. Our residences are arranged in 3 different villages, and I'm going to show you some pictures of the different types of rooms in those 3 villages in a moment, but you'll join one of those villages as part of your accommodation when you come. If you are in one of our further out residences, so our North Village, then you will also be included in the bus pass. So you'll have a bus pass as part of your rent, so you have free travel to and from the university. You can see on this map, this roughly tells you where our residences are. I always get asked from students, can I walk? How far away is accommodation? Is all of your accommodation on campus? And then I see the panic from students when I say we don't have any on-campus accommodation, but they're very close. So this slide just really helps to reassure you that most of our accommodation buildings, you can walk within 5-10 minutes of the university. You can see the purple houses at the top, that's our North Village, and that tends to be undergraduate catered accommodation. So unless you're an undergraduate student, you won't end up there. And if you do, if you are an undergraduate student and you do end up there, that's when you have the bus pass, which helps you get to university for cheaper. So this is typical halls of residence in the North Village. You can see that we have nice sized beds, lots of areas for socializing, lots of things to help you interact with other students. As I say, the focus here is more on catered halls, so there's not much of a kitchen because you don't need to use it, but obviously you might be hungry, you might want snacks, so there is a kitchenette that you can microwave or make small meals, but most of your eating will be in the catered dining halls. This is the East Residential Village, and this is more kind of modern buildings. So they tend to be higher blocks of flats arranged on various different floors. But again, you can see that the emphasis is on socializing, space available for students to interact. So you can see another pool table there, nice big bed, lots of sofas around, and you can see nice views of the city in the background. And this is the West Village rooms. The West Village tends to be more kind of traditional architecture. So the rooms themselves tend to be a little bit smaller. But again, as you can see in Clifton Hill House, emphasis is on rooms available for you to interact and socialize. And you can see there's a piano in that one if you're interested in practicing piano as well. So I've touched on support and well-being throughout the presentation, but just to give you an idea of all of the different support services that we have at Bristol on this slide, we have what's called the one-stop shop. So all our support services are accessed through the Wellbeing service. So you don't have to work out who you need to speak to or where to go on campus. You just come to the Wellbeing service, tell them what you need help with, and they will work out who you need to speak to. And you can see there's quite a comprehensive list of different people you can speak to, whether it's very practical based like funding advice or visa and immigration, or whether it's more well-being or mental health support like the well-being advisors or the student counselling service. We've got lots of different teams available to help you with all of that. We also have the students health service, which is the doctor or the GP. As part of your visa application, you have access to the NHS, and that includes the health service. So please do make sure you register with the health service when you arrive. I think the main thing to say here is that if you do end up coming to Bristol and you have an issue or you want help with something, please come straight away. We're happy to help. Please don't try and struggle on your own or worry about it. We've got more than enough people that will help you. So please do come and speak to us should there anything cause you an issue or something to worry about. So obviously, when you come to university, you have fun, you get involved in lots of different things, you study for a year or a couple of years, but actually it's not where it stops. We want to make sure that you have a future in mind. We want to help you achieve your goals. And to give you an idea of how we're helping you with this section is just on career support. So you can see that we've already been, and I've touched on it before, we've already been recognized as one of the most kind of universities that produce the most employable graduates. And you can see here that even within Europe, within the world, in the UK, we're very highly ranked for employer reputation, employability, skills, and looking at what our graduates do when they finish. And this comes from supporting you as a student right from the very beginning to think about what career you want when you finish and what you need to achieve that. So our career service is one of these ways that we help you with this. You can have support and advice from day one. So as soon as you want to start speaking to our career service, then please do. You can find out lots of information from them and lots of things that they do. They basically support you in lots of different ways, whether it's working whilst you're studying or working when you finish. They've got lots of resources available to help you identify what your skills are, what you may need to think about, how to write a CV, how to write a job application, how to prepare for a job interview. We recognise that you've probably never had a job interview in the UK before, so you may need some help. So please do speak to the careers department. They'll be able to talk you through what kind of questions you may be asked, what kind of answers employers are looking for. We also help with introducing you to employers. We have an employers fair every year where we invite 300 different employers on campus, and that is your chance to speak to them about what they're looking for their graduates, employees of the future. So you can find out whether it's the right company for you, whether they've got the right culture, the right opportunities, whether it's an easy application process or whether there's more stages. So all of that is your chance to find out through our graduate employment fair. The other thing that we help you with, it helps you with support and kind of different side of life, is the SU. And I touched a bit on this when we talked about the sports facilities. The Students' Union is basically a separate organisation that has a presence on all university campuses across the UK. So when you join the Students' Union, you're joining the whole union as part of that's on every university in the country. We have one of the highest numbers of societies and sports clubs in the country, with more than 400 available for you to join. And every Bristol student automatically becomes a member of the Students' Union. And the Students' Union are known for representing students in the university and nationally. They campaign about fees, about visas, about attitudes towards students, all that kind of thing. So if you're interested in kind of political elements about campaigning, then you can get involved in that. They also represent international students and bring students together through the International Students Network. And they always want to find out about what your experience of Bristol is and what you would like to change in the future. The biggest thing that they're known for is the clubs and societies, the social side of the university. And we, as I say, we have so many of them that you can get involved in. It's not just sports, it's not just things to do with studying, although you can do all of that. So we've got things like football and rugby, but we've also got drama, debating, and lots of other groups that cover interests such as dance, food, drink, business, enterprise, language, well-being, faith. We have a cheese eating society if you want to get into cheese. We have a Pokemon society if you like finding Pokemon or catching Pokemon. We have wine tasting, food tasting, hot air ballooning, lots and lots of different things. And you can find the full list on our webpage. The main thing is that you can have a go if you want to. Each year in the Welcome Week, they have a societies fair, so you can have a wander around, have a look at what societies are on offer, what you might want to join. You can find about what commitment they request. So if you join the horse riding club, for example, they may ask you to go every week. If you can't do that, you may not want to join. Also, you may want to ask about the costs and things like that. So it's a really good chance to find out about our societies in the Welcome Week. We also have spaces for students through the Students' Union, so lots of areas where you can relax. So we have the Students' SU living room, which is a huge kind of relaxation area on the top of one of our buildings. Really amazing views across the city, and it's full of sofas, projectors to watch films. It's got fridges with milk to make drinks in. It's got plants everywhere, books, lots and lots of kind of nice things for you to relax and enjoy having a free moment whilst on university campus. So the SU living room is a really nice area if you want to relax and just take in the views of the city. The Beckford Bar and the Balloon Bar are the Students' Union bars at 2 different locations. We've got theatres, swimming pools, activity spaces, study spaces, and our events venue, the Anson Rooms. Now, the Anson Rooms is very famous in the country. We've had people like Ed Sheeran, and before she died, Amy Winehouse, come and play at that space. So we have lots of different things going on in the Anson Rooms that you may want to get involved in as well. So I've got a few more slides, but not too many. I'm conscious of the time because we want to have the Q&A as well. Lots of students always ask me about scholarships, and this is a very important element for students coming to study with us. So to give you an idea, that we have just announced our scholarships for next year. They don't open until November. but we have announced how much we are investing. So when I first started, we had around £500,000 for student scholarships. It grew to 1 million. Last year was 2 million. This year we have £3 million. So we're always increasing the amount of scholarships we have available for students coming to the university. So £3 million worth of scholarships for 2023 entry. When they open, it will confirm what the different amounts are, but assuming that everything stays the same, we will have awards for £5,000, £10,000 and £20,000 available for postgraduate programs, and £5,000 and £10,000 available for undergraduate students. And this applies to all subjects apart from medicine, dentistry, and veterinary science. If you are an undergraduate student and you get the scholarship, then you will have that scholarship for each year of your study, providing that you continue to succeed on your course. So to apply for the scholarship, then you need to apply in November when it opens, and the deadlines are March for the first round of PG and UG, and then there's a second PG deadline in June. So only one deadline for UG, but two deadlines for PG or postgraduate students. You don't need to have an offer to apply for scholarship. You just have to have a student number. So as soon as you apply for your master's or bachelor degree, then you're eligible to apply for the scholarship. You do have to make a separate application though. So please make sure that you do that if you're looking for scholarship. You can find out more about what we look for in a scholarship application and how we make our decision by looking at that link at the bottom there, bristol.ac.uk/international-scholarships. We have lots of advice and guidance about filling in the application, about answering the questions. So it's worth having a look if you're thinking about applying for a scholarship. And I'm going to finish off with a few slides about Bristol. When I speak to students, I do this job. I've done this job for 10 years. I fly around the world, meeting students, talking to them about Bristol. The one thing I notice is that when I say, have you heard of Bristol? Not many people have heard very much about Bristol. And that's strange because in the UK, Bristol has an extremely strong reputation, a really, really good reputation as a place to live, both as an adult and as a student, as a professional, lots of opportunity, lots of things going on. It's regularly named as one of the top places to live. So I just want to spend a little bit of time giving you an idea of why we think Bristol is a great place to come and live as a student. And you can see a few views here of the city. So as you can see on this page, there's lots of different reasons why we've been named as the top place or one of the best places to live. The city has long been recognised as a great place to live in the UK, and in 2017 the city was recognised as the coolest city. I have a problem with this because I feel like if somebody says you're cool, then you stop being cool immediately. But apparently we're the coolest city, as determined by the Rough Guide, and they decided this by the love of hot air balloons, proximity to outdoor spaces, and vibrant food scene as highlights of living in Bristol. The BBC also confirmed this as naming the city as the best place to live outside of London for younger people, citing the ease of getting around, availability of the internet, and friendliness of locals as more reasons to enjoy Bristol. The city has also had a commitment to environmental causes and welfare, and with the city being named as the green capital of both Europe and the UK in the last decade. We were recently named as the greenest city in the UK when they're looking at air quality, recycling rates, commitment to reducing emissions and carbon emissions and all of that. We're also often cited as one of the most vegan places on earth. So if you're looking to try different cuisines, then Bristol is the place for you. And here's just a quote from one of our students who said that Bristol is a very multicultural place with young people from all over the world. And actually, Bristol is home to people from more than 187 different countries. 91 languages are spoken, and lots of different faiths from all corners of the world are present in Bristol. We like to think of it as a place where all are welcome. And this means that Bristol is a really vibrant place to eat, to shop, and be entertained with restaurants and shops stocking food from all over the world and more festivals and celebrations than any other city in Europe. And as you can see there, 52 Lives, a research organisation in the UK, named Bristol as one of the kindest cities, or the kindest city in the UK. And this was what they determined here was how likely are people in Bristol to help you? How likely are they to do good deeds? Do they say hello to you in the street? Do they smile? Those kind of things, and quite a nice piece of research to do, I guess. But they said that Bristol was the kindest city and the city where most likely these things happen. So again, reassuring for you coming to a place where you've probably never been to before. And here you can see lots of different things to do in Bristol. We're very famous for our hot air balloons. Last week, we had our first hot air balloon fiesta since before the pandemic. We've really missed it, and it was an amazing event that happened. So what this is more than 100 hot air balloons set off across the city at once, and then they have a few days of celebration and kind of events around hot air balloons. So the 100 hot air balloons is called the mass ascent, where they all set off. But also you can go and have a party around the balloons. In the evening, they light up the balloons to music, which is a really nice event. In addition to this, we have world-class concert venues, and we're currently upgrading one of them at the moment. We have historic theatres such as the Bristol Old Vic, street art, including the works of the Bristol native Banksy. There's more than 400 parks in Bristol, and also the harbour side is a really nice area. You can see on the bottom picture there, people paddleboarding in the harbour side. And then events, as I've mentioned, the Bristol Balloon Fiesta, we have the Harbour Festival, we have Europe's largest street art festival, Upfest. We have Love Will Save the Day, which is a music festival you can see in the corner there. We have festivals around literature, around food. We have the LGBT Pride, lots of different things going on throughout the year. So you can always get involved in different events most weeks. And to finish off, here is the location of Bristol. Again, just to give you an idea of where in the UK you're coming to live if you come and study with us in Bristol. Always get asked, where are we in relation to London? So you can see that London is in the bottom corner, the southeast. And if you drew a straight line west, you would get to Bristol. We're on the main train line from London, but also from the southwest corner up to the north. So you can easily get to Birmingham, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Leeds, as well as London, Cardiff as well on the train if you want to visit friends that are also in the UK or family. Bristol has its own regional airport, so it serves mostly Europe. So you can quite easily get to all of these different destinations, including Edinburgh, Dublin, Paris, Madrid, or Rome. If you're flying from Thailand, if you want a direct flight, you usually come into London, but you can also change via Amsterdam or Paris and fly into Bristol as well. So really well connected, and you can see the location just there. As a guide, the weather tends to be a little bit warmer in the south. So Bristol does enjoy warm weather in the summer. If that's important to you. Again, another question I get asked quite a lot is, what's the weather like? Is it warmer in the south than in the north? I think if you came to the UK, you probably wouldn't notice very much difference, but actually when you look at the figures, it is slightly warmer in the south. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation.